1944, New York City. A child entered the world. His mother's name was Florence Spellman. 19 years old. Unmarried. She gave birth alone in wartime New York. But she could not care for him. Stricken with pneumonia, she gave her 9-month-old son to her aunt and uncle on her mother's side, living in Chicago. That child's name was Larry Ellison. His adoptive father, Louis Ellison, was a Russian Jewish immigrant, a man who supported his family on Chicago's South Side and lived a modest life. Larry grew up in that home. His relationship with his adoptive father was far from peaceful. Louis would often say, "You'll never amount to anything." Those words cut deep into the boy's soul, as anger and as fuel. 1962. Larry enrolled at the University of Illinois, a child from a poor family going to college. It was a single ray of hope. But in the summer of his second year, his adoptive mother died suddenly. She had been the only one who gave Larry warmth. That loss took away his sense of direction. I couldn't see the point of going back to school. He dropped out. He later enrolled at the University of Chicago only to leave again. No degree, no job, no plan. But he had California. Sometime after dropping out, in 1966, Larry headed to California. He threw himself into that land where Silicon Valley was about to be born, with nothing in his hands. In California, Larry drifted from place to place. From the late 1960s through the 1970s, he worked as a programmer at several companies, including Ampex and Amdahl, building his skills. Self-taught, without anyone to teach him. He found a strange joy in writing code. Machines don't lie. Give a command, and an answer comes back. It was a world completely unlike his adoptive father's words, "You'll never amount to anything." Yet something kept smoldering inside him. Working for someone else, that's not my calling. That conviction was quietly growing. 1970. IBM researcher Edgar Codd published a paper in the ACM Journal. The title, "A Relational Model of Data for Large Shared Data Banks." Most engineers skimmed past it. It was dense, abstract, and its practical value seemed invisible. But Larry Ellison was different. Reading that paper, he noticed something. IBM has no intention of turning this into a product. That single idea echoed in his mind. Why wasn't IBM commercializing it? Larry thought it through. They were already making money with other products. They had no need to spark a revolution, not when they had an existing business to protect. Which meant this technology was sitting in open territory. If I move on this, I can make IBM's technology my own. This was no passing thought. It was the conviction of a man who had spent 7 years writing code, mastering databases, and reading the market. 1977. Larry Ellison, 33 years old. He founded a company with 2 partners, Bob Miner, Ed Oates. Between the 3 of them, $1, $200 in capital. One purpose. To complete the technology, IBM had discovered and abandoned the relational database as the world's first commercial product. But there was a problem. Could 3 unknown programmers build what even IBM had failed to finish? The development was brutal. Larry and Bob read IBM's paper again and again. They filled the margins with notes, wrote code, tore it apart, and wrote it again. But Larry had an edge. Unlike IBM's researchers, he didn't chase perfection. It just needs to work. If it works today, I can improve it tomorrow. That philosophy created speed. Their first critical work came from the government sector. They were reportedly involved in a CIA-related database project. The code name for that project was Oracle, meaning divine prophecy. That code name became the product name, and it would later become the name of the company itself. The technology once called impossible, commercially realized for the first time in the world. History moved quietly. In 1979, they renamed the company Relational Software, Inc. Then in 1982, it became Oracle Systems Corporation, named after its flagship product. The technology born from the CIA project would now be sold to private enterprise. Larry poured everything into sales. He was less a technologist than a salesman. "Our database is faster than IBM's. Let me prove it." Sometimes those words were a bluff, but Larry had conviction. Say it, and it becomes real. Larry's strategy was simple. Attack. Attack relentlessly. If you can't beat the competition on price, attack on features. If you're losing on features, attack on speed. He loved competition. The boy once told he'd never amount to anything was now gunning, seriously, to take down IBM. And as the enterprise database market exploded in the 1980s, Oracle rode that wave. 1986. Oracle went public on NASDAQ. The boy who grew up in a poor Chicago apartment watched his company's name light up on the ticker board. The stock price surged. Larry Ellison became a billionaire overnight. But at the celebration, he was already thinking about what came next. Surpass IBM. Surpass Microsoft's Bill Gates. His competition never ended. 1990. Oracle collapsed. Problems surfaced with revenue recognition and sales practices. There were gaps between reported sales figures and reality. The stock price fell sharply in a short period of time. Oracle is finished. That's what Wall Street said. But the real crisis wasn't in the numbers. Trust within the company had shattered. Top executives left one after another. For the first time, Larry heard the word bankruptcy as a real possibility. Larry didn't run. He made drastic cuts to headcount. He overhauled the financial structure from the ground up. He brought in external auditing. It was an act of admitting his own failure. For a man of his pride, that was no ordinary suffering. He likely spent every night questioning his own judgment. "I was wrong, so I will make it right." This crisis hardened Oracle. A company that nearly went bankrupt emerged from the crucible stronger. The 1990s. The internet exploded. Companies began generating data at an unprecedented pace. To manage that vast data, they needed databases. And the world's finest commercial relational database was Oracle. As the dot-com bubble swelled, Oracle's revenues swelled with it. The company's value climbed $10 billion, $20 billion. Larry Ellison had become one of the wealthiest people on earth. But Larry had no interest in hoarding wealth. What interested him was the fight. In the 2000s, he went on the offensive. PeopleSoft, Siebel Systems, BEA Systems. He acquired major software company after major software company, expanding his empire. The battle with PeopleSoft became one of the most ferocious corporate wars in Silicon Valley history. PeopleSoft CEO Craig Conway said, "We will never sell to Oracle." Larry said, "Then we'll take you." A deal was reached at the end of 2004, and the acquisition was completed in January 2005. January 2010. Larry made another bet. He acquired Sun Microsystems for approximately $7.4 billion. This wasn't just about hardware. Sun's programming language, Java, the foundation on which software across the entire world runs, was now in Oracle's hands. Software, hardware, and Java, providing the complete system. Many analysts were skeptical. Larry didn't care. The more critics I have, the more fired up I get. 2014. Larry stepped down as CEO, transitioning to executive chairman and CTO to focus on technology strategy. But it was not retirement. In December 2020, Oracle announced it would relocate its headquarters from California to Austin, Texas. And in 2022, he placed an even larger bet. He acquired electronic health records giant Cerner for approximately $28 billion. The next battlefield is healthcare. Managing humanity's health data in the cloud, Ellison had begun drawing the blueprint for his next empire. 2024. As AI demand exploded, Oracle's stock kept hitting record highs. Ellison's wealth surged, and at one point he climbed to become the second richest person in the world. Approaching 80, he is still running. The battleground is no longer just databases. Cloud infrastructure for the AI era and humanity's health data, with Oracle Cloud infrastructure expansion as his top business priority. The race to catch AWS and Azure continues. I'm still in the middle of the fight. The boy from Chicago who was told he'd never amount to anything is still moving forward. What can we see in Larry Ellison's story? No degree, no backing, no capital. What he had came down to three things. First, the power to refuse to believe in impossible. He looked at the technology IBM had abandoned and saw it clearly. Because no one else is doing this, it's an opportunity. Only those who question conventional wisdom can find the open territory. Second, the power to turn failure into fuel. The crisis of 1990 didn't destroy him. If anything, it made the company stronger. True crises forge people. Third, the power to love competition. For him, business was war. The stronger the rival, the more he burned. That competitive drive pushed him above IBM. Poverty nurtured his ambition. Competition built his empire. Now here's a question for you. The entrepreneur's path is a lonely one. But within that solitude, there is freedom. Is there an open territory that no one has claimed somewhere around you? And if the voice that says you can't do it still lives somewhere inside you, how will you use that voice? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for joining me until the very end today. This channel goes beyond the surface of history, digging into the thinking and choices behind the decisions of the giants who shaped our world. Like Ellison, those who saw through the blank spaces of their era left behind a blueprint. Let's decode it together next time as well. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next story. Until next time.